in terms. Welcome to my basement, everybody. Hey, Scott Jones is here. We are ready to exhale because the consoles are out. We are home. I'm not on the road. You're not on the road. We are playing these games.
We might have to go back on the road at any second.
We might get the call.
We're like Rush. We're like Geddy Lee. Like
I think Rush organizes and plans some of this stuff.
Gas
in
up
advance.
the bus.
Yeah. Gas up the Rushmobile.
I'm ready to go when you are. So it does look like that could be it, hopefully, for our travel. Now, I'm going to travel a little bit over the holidays. What are you going to do this year?
Well, I'm going to have a funeral for the Ouya. Yeah, I had to unplug the Ouya and the Neo Geo. I don't know if I talked about this last time, but
here it comes.
I
knew this would happen.
HDMI ports in my receiver are spare right now. They're sparse.
How many do you have in your thing?
I have like
4.
6 or 7, but they're full now with the two.
I have 4 and I have 1 in my butt.
Previous consoles, we don't count the butt one. I've got the Wii
anyway.
U and I've got the PS3, the Xbox 360 plugged in. I've got the Wii plugged in still because I'm not moving all of my Wii games over to the Wii U. That's not HDMI though. That's through component. I've got my TV plugged in. I haven't got the TV plugged into the Xbox One yet. Have you done that yet? Have you plugged your TV box into your Xbox One?
Well, I hate to even say this.
You're a cord cutter. You don't have TV.
I'm a Netflix guy all the way, and I'm an iTunes guy, an Apple TV guy, and I just rent
like
what
that.
I need.
Yeah.
And Netflix, I got to tell you, I know this sounds like an advertisement every time I do this.
You like Netflix.
There's an embarrassment of riches there. I use the portal thing. I don't know if I should say this either, where I pay an extra $5 a month and I can see the U.S. Netflix,
right,
which has about 3 times as much stuff as the Canadian Netflix,
right,
and I can't watch it all. I can't get through it all. I'm like, oh my God, all these incredible movies and TV shows. Thank you, Netflix. If you want to send me a gift basket, I would not be averse to receiving it.
I know it is an embarrassment
so you still
of
have
riches.
Cable, though.
I still have cable. Yeah, I mean,
you toy with the idea of getting rid of it.
I produce television though, so I want to keep an eye on stuff. And usually, I'm just disgusted by the terrible reality.
Need those 600 channels of Duck Dynasty.
I cannot believe what television producers and network executives are greenlighting.
But it's not just them; it's what the people want.
And what the people want.
They
I know.
I
feel like with our shows. We're fighting a fight.
Truckers.
We're trying to, keep people sort of engaged with imagination and trying to show people that there's more.
We need to do a reality show about us.
No, I don't want that. Well, this is our reality show.
You know what it should be? Vic and Scott do their hair every morning. Here they are doing their hair. That'll be about half an hour right there.
It would be half an hour.
It's not quite right. Don't come in here, Marcy.
Leave me alone. It's so hot.
Well, pretty soon we'll just, it'll thin out a little bit more, and then we'll just have the cap. We'll just put on the coonskin
there it is.
Cap every day.
I can't wait to just wear a backwards baseball cap, just like it's the mid '80s.
I know a lot of dudes in Vancouver wear those.
I know it's
backwards
not a good look.
Hats
it's not
with
a good
sunglasses
look.
On top.
Not a good look. I play basketball like that, but it's not a good look.
Back during your Hoop Dreams days.
I still play basketball when I have the minute and a half to play.
Now it's with your thumbs.
Yeah, for sure.
Mostly.
Yeah, but it is good to be home, and it's good to be plugged into these systems and starting to unravel the mysteries.
Yeah, it does
Last
feel
night I
that
twitched.
Way. It does feel like things have come into our lives
Yes.
to live with us. They're new creatures. It is like bringing a pet home almost.
Yeah.
You
got to make it's an addition to the family.
You got to make room for it. You got to have a talk with the kids about something new coming into the house.
This is a huge weekend for that. I mean, it's Black Friday. Even if we're in Canada, somehow we got the Black Friday
up here. It sounds like a disease.
It does sound like a terrible disease, but we caught it, and so everybody's out buying things. So this is going to be the weekend where a lot of people just relax and eat too much and play a lot of games and really soak all of this stuff up.
This is what I've been trying to do. Xbox, Snap, entertain me. Yeah. And then nothing has
I figured out that unsnap is the word that you need to learn because snap is easy to remember, but then it's like, how do I get that other goddamn window off of my TV screen right now? I just want to go the big screen again.
I want to say something dirty about unsnap.
Yeah.
But I will not, sir.
Unsnap or bra? What?
Come on.
What?
I didn't say it. Why can't you just let them fill in the blank?
Okay, all right.
Why do you have to do everything for them?
All right.
So
I twitched.
You twitched.
I did, and on purpose last night.
It wasn't inadvertent. Because it seems like a lot of them are inadvertent.
No, I signed up for Twitch. I wanted to see what it was all about. Obviously, I mean, we stream a lot of content out of here as it is. Just to think about streaming again out of my game console or my PC or whatever has never been something that I've really had time to think about or get excited about.
Tell me, how did it make you feel?
It was cool. I mean, I set up the thing, and then right from inside of the PS4 menu tree and system right there, it says, "Do you want to send out a blast to let people know?" And my Twitter and my Twitter and my Facebook are all tied into the PSN. Most of the time, I'm not putting any of that stuff out there.
Thank God I didn't get that blast.
But I tweeted that I've set it up and I'm going to try Marvel Lego Heroes, and if you want to check it out, you can. And then right away I had about 20 people kind of log in and start watching me play, and they were texting me messages, and they were wondering where the camera was, and I'm like, guys, I'm not going to just sit in my underwear and do my hair and put makeup on and be in my basement.
Let them see what you look like when you're not all together.
And so today I bought a camera, so I am going to do that. I am going to do
It's like Elizabeth Banks in the Hunger Games movies. You've got your team standing around you.
I do, yeah.
You've got your Lenny Kravitz.
I've got my team
ready to put
making sure I look camera ready at any minute.
That could burst into flames.
I need a catching fire plaid shirt. I do, but it was fun, man. Right, I felt like I was playing with some pals, and we were talking about how great Marvel superheroes is.
This is what I don't understand. I don't even have time to play the tons of games that I have.
Yeah.
Why on earth would I want to watch somebody else play something?
Well, we're going to do this. We're going to do this.
No,
I decided,
why would I want to watch? You're not answering my question. Why would I want to watch somebody else play Warframe when I could play it myself?
You know what it is? I
don't know what it is.
Companies love this so much. They're the perfect advertisement.
You
get to watch a few
but who
minutes
out there,
or an hour of
maybe
content.
It's just,
and you say, okay, I'm going to go and rent that.
Maybe
or I'm
it's
go
the
buy
life that I live, which is hectic.
Well, it's hectic because you get everything to play.
I got to get the cats bathed and fed and off to school every morning.
Well, the cats are really busy because they want to race home and watch all the Twitch videos.
Then I got to come in here and I got to work with you.
Yeah.
And then I got to go home and I got a million games to play.
Yeah.
And then when am I going to sit down and watch
no
some
one else's
other
life? That's your life and my life. We're the only
play video games.
Every week people listen to us complain about the amazing opportunity we get to be inundated with
not true.
Stuff.
Even listen to me.
Yeah.
Long before I got into this business, I like when I say listen to me and it actually works. It doesn't really work that often.
I'm listening.
Xbox.
Yeah.
Snap. Listen to me.
We should come up with the Twitch for cats, though.
Listen. Okay.
All right.
Doing that.
We should, it'd be amazing.
Okay.
What would we put in the Twitch streams if there was for cats?
I don't know. Like a slightly running tap of water. Clyde really seems to go for that.
Oh, God.
Listen.
At 5 in the morning.
Okay.
All right. Okay, go ahead.
You're trying to make me forget what I'm going to say.
No, listen.
But guess what?
Listen.
I haven't.
I'm
Even
listening.
when I was poor, before I got into this business, you know what I did? The PlayStation 2 was out.
Yeah.
I went to the store and bought a PlayStation 1. And I could buy like 100 games for $50.
Sure.
Everything was fun. If you go to any video game store in the world, I know there aren't that many left.
Yeah.
But if you go to any of those stores and you are willing to go last gen, if you don't need the Xbox One,
you can.
There's a lot of gaming that can be done, and not just any gaming. Some of the best gaming ever, some of the best stuff ever created in this medium.
We say that all the time, for sure.
And so why would you sit there watching some asshole play Warframe with his other asshole buddies when you could go buy a PlayStation 3 for $50?
That's presumptuous of them being assholes, A, and B, it's interesting to kind of see this new method of broadcasting. That's why I was curious about it, and my first experience was kind of positive.
But it's worse than Duck Dynasty.
No,
there
it's
you
not.
Go. It has come full circle.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is. It's the same thing. It's reality TV, but it's even more boring than Honey Boo Boo.
I think that there's going to be some really cool content that comes out of this world. I don't know if it is yet, and I don't know who would be the person that does it, but I think that this low barrier to entry to get people to express themselves through this interactive medium is very exciting, and I think it's part of our future.
To hear,
and what I want to do is the next podcast that we do, and I'm going to put this challenge in front of both of us. We're going to play. We're going to put the PlayStation 4 and the camera up, and we're going to Twitch play.
I'll sit there,
and if people watch and want to ask us some questions, we will answer them on the podcast, and we'll answer them on the Twitch stream. We'll see how it goes.
I want to hear from people who use Twitch.
Right.
I want to hear.
Yeah, honestly, on the comments below this here, let's hear.
Well,
and on Twitter, let's hear.
Call our 1-800 number and leave a message.
Call the 1-800 number. What is it?
1-800
1-800 GoCats.com.
Tommy's not here.
1-800-Tommy's not
Yeah,
here.
1-800-Tommy's not here. I don't know. I don't know why I need that.
I
You know
know,
what? I'll
bec-
tell you what.
you
I
know
loaded
what?
up
Because-
Twitch over the weekend for the first time in my life, and I was horrified
I know, and-
by the shit I saw in
But
there.
look,
I saw fathers cursing out their kids.
Oh, that's terrible.
I saw horrible, lonely people
I know,
in
and
their
the-
apartments.
and all over the news is the
I had to shut it
husband
off.
that stripped his wife
Yeah,
while she was unconscious.
It's the
That's
loneliest
terrible,
television.
for sure.
Television
Absolutely.
of one. Yeah, and people are like, even the worst Twitch stream seems to have 2 or 3 people watching it. Who are the people watching the worst Twitch stream? Like, I don't understand. All of this just blows my mind.
Well, it's because we're from this very established, generation of game consumers and game players that has a mindset of how this is supposed to be done. But this is the new way of expression. It's a new way of communicating around this stuff. And I don't think we should be horrified by it. I think we should figure out
I'm
ways
horrified by the behavior of the human beings, the quote-unquote human beings who I saw in there.
Well, I'll tell you,
saw
I had
terrible things.
I had none of that when I was playing the game last night.
It's because you didn't watch any of the Twitch streams.
No, but I had people
watch some of the streams.
Well, I had people. Well, I think it's like you put out into the world and you get back what you put out.
That's not true.
You try.
You scan
you
through the
shoot for
Twitch
that.
screens.
You
and,
shoot.
and
You shoot
what
for
am I
that.
going to do? You look through, and this stuff is right there.
Yeah.
Just I don't even know where these people get their furniture.
Well, maybe there's a business to be made on aggregating that or finding a way to curate that and telling people where the good stuff is. But I know there is got to be some good stuff out there. I had a positive experience.
I think it's like porn. I think part of it is it's like when we saw that Don John movie.
Right.
Part of it is the hunt. You spend time looking for the Twitch stream that does it for you.
Well, and this is the thing, right?
That sounded gross.
This is the world.
All of this is gross.
This
man.
is the world that we're in now, where everything that you could ever want in terms of media and communication is instantly available to you. And the challenge remains, and it's bigger than ever, is to find stuff of value to fill your time with. And that's part of our responsibility as these content critics, is that we
that's
have
what I'm
to,
doing here.
We have to find stuff. So
I try to tell people to only consume the very best stuff.
And maybe this is something that we have to kind of throw into it. Maybe it's not us, you and I, doing critiques of streams, but maybe this is something that Reviews on the Run kind of evolves into. Maybe we have a couple of reviewers that review streams, and we tell people, this guy's funny, this guy's got some great observations around interactive entertainment that you should check out, and they score it. Maybe that's something that we launch.
You know what? Maybe the sad reality is this. Twitch streams, user streams, put us out of business.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's the end of it.
Maybe.
Nobody wants this kind of formal, clean content anymore. Everybody wants the raw, lonely rooms, the weird people, the sometimes people who say poignant things.
I think, just like it's too easy to kind of clang the bell of doom for game consoles or, Nintendo Wii U or
Dude, it
whatever.
happens fast. This is a different world we live in now.
Yeah, but
the world that these consoles were born into,
you know what? People still buy magazines.
Totally different.
People still read newspapers.
Not very many.
It's different,
Not
but there's
very
still
many.
a market out there for some of that stuff.
An ever-shrinking market.
Yeah, I don't know,
only
man.
a matter of time.
I don't know if people can just sit in front of screens and just watch streams over and over and over and over and over again. I think that this is I don't know. We'll see. We'll know in 5 or 10 years.
I don't want to participate. I'm just saying that.
I know. I'm going to force you to try it.
No, I'm
We're
not.
going to give it a
I'm
shot.
not playing in front of anybody. Nobody needs to see me play
at home.
Lego Marvel with you or any. I'm not doing that.
Okay, we'll just do it at work.
You can do it if you can play if you want to.
We'll just do it at work.
I'll sit just off screen.
All right. Well,
Okay?
let's talk about Nintendo right now because
right.
there's an infographic that was on NeoGAF. I don't know if you saw this, but some friends of mine in the video game industry were
James Cameron
tweeting. Yeah, James Cameron from his chopper.
Mm-hmm.
He was. There's this infographic that shows the first week sales on Nintendo platformers for the 3D ones since Super Mario 64, and 3D World for the Wii U, which is a phenomenal game, is nowhere near sales on any of the last Super Mario 3D games, and it's a little eye opening for sure. I mean,
It's because people are watching the Twitch streams of people sitting in their terrible living rooms.
But people are buying games, so people are still buying games. Here's an incredible game.
Are they buying games?
They're buying games. They're buying.
I don't know.
They bought 1 million PlayStation 4s in a day. in North
Okay.
America, and in 13 countries around the world, people bought 1 million Xbox Ones.
Because that's what people do.
And then they're filling their lives up. I mean, are people just racing home to load up Cheers on Netflix
I am.
on their game consoles?
That's the way I do it. I mean, what are you going to do with the consoles anyway? There's not that much to do with either one of these things. We've
At
talked
launch,
about it
right,
before.
yeah.
There's very little to do. I go home. This is what I do. I go home every night. I start up both consoles. I look at the dashboard. I'm like, okay, that's good. That's it. I guess I'll go see what's on Netflix. There's not that much to do.
And that's always the case with the launch stuff.
No,
but what do you?
stop making excuses for it. We've made this fucking mistake so many times. We've had consoles come out before, and the launches always suck. Start these
They
development cycles sooner. Fix this problem. Fix this problem.
Well,
if you want this medium to live, then fix this problem.
I think the medium is living. I think it is.
I know, of course, you're going to say that.
But it is. It is.
Sort of.
People
Have
bought.
you looked at January and February?
Yeah, we'll find out soon, right? But people bought the Grand Theft Auto 5 in droves. There has been
But
some
who
hits
knows
this year.
Who knows how those people felt after they bought it? I know I got down on the game after a while. I got
Yeah.
sick of the weirdness and the negativity and the grossness of the world, and I got a little worn out from it. So all these people bought this game. Will they buy Grand Theft Auto 6? We'll see.
Well, I mean, the curve is upward on all of this stuff. But let's talk about Nintendo. What's going on with the Wii U? What do they have
People
to
are
change?
Mario'd out, man.
You think?
You know what? I actually, in the rearview mirror, I like the Wii U more than I like the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and I'll tell you why. I think it's, in some ways, a bolder machine. I think it took some chances. If you look at the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, they're kind of exactly what you think they're going to be. Like, if you had to imagine a future console, it's almost a fill in the blank on both fronts. But the Wii U still baffles me. I don't understand it. It's weird. It's got the weird touchscreen controller, and that works sort of within a 10-foot radius of your TV. I mean, it's botched for sure. It's flawed for sure.
It's
But you know
predictive.
what? You can't argue with the fact that at least Nintendo tried something different.
They tried to predict. They tried to kind of
Well, they guessed at
they
least.
They tried to look a year or two ahead. They tried to figure out what their competition was going to come out with. They probably assumed that second screen, control integration was going to be a big part of both Sony and Microsoft. They didn't want to get into an arms race with the processor, but they tried to do as much as they could future thinking with the architecture of the machine. And I mean, it's not as powerful as the other guys, and I think that has been the big holdup. I think that everybody that hesitated on buying the Wii U did so because they wanted to see what Sony and Microsoft were going to do with the horsepower, with the processing power of their next machines. And I think that Nintendo is still having a pretty terrific year with the 3DS sales, so I don't think they've lost tons and tons of people to their products and to their offerings, but I think that there was enough of a hesitation with the Wii U because it was a difficult machine for the company to explain to people. But now we're sitting with a pretty good bunch of games.
You know when you go to the movies and you see a movie and you can feel the market research that went into creating that movie?
Yeah.
You can just feel it. You can almost see the meetings with
That's
the
kind of what the
executives.
Wii U felt like, right?
No. That's what the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 feel like to me. I feel the marketing research on both machines. And with the Wii U, I feel like it took some chances. I feel like it was kind of out on a limb. It wasn't going for the most power. It had this weird, awkward
That's Nintendo,
touchpad.
though. That's
Certainly
Nintendo.
they did some market research.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not going to
Nintendo's
pretend
MO.
that they don't.
Yeah.
But I still like the fact that it's a little bit different. It's just I don't feel the market research the way that I feel like it's still a little playful. It feels playful. It doesn't have this sort of sleek, grown-up adult feeling that the new consoles. I mean, especially the Xbox One. Like, it feels a little ridiculous.
It feels
having
like a
that thing at
PC.
home.
Xbox
Yeah.
One feels
It's
like
all plasticky.
You're throwing a Windows
It's hot.
8 thing
Yeah.
right into your television set, and there's good things about that, and there's bad things about that, and I think the PlayStation 4 feels like
I miss the playfulness, is what I'm saying.
right.
I miss it in both of the machines, the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox
Well,
One.
PS4 feels like a sophisticated game console, but you're right. It feels like there's a through line there. It's like Sony learned some stuff off the PlayStation 3. They've learned some stuff off of the
Remember
Vita.
the Fonzie?
Yeah.
His Chachi.
He's
Like PlayStation 4 is like Chachi. It's younger, a little bit better
its
looking.
own spin-off.
Scott Baio, yeah.
But the Wii U, I think it was a bit of a technological misstep for Nintendo. I think that the people
I kind of like it because maybe it's just because I feel like I have sympathy for it because it's broken.
Well, what I love about Nintendo's platforms is their ability to tap into their catalogs like crazy.
But they've tapped into them a little
again
too many times.
And again, yes.
Which is what we're seeing
but I'm
with the new
talking
Super
about
Mario World.
but I'm talking about the archive and stuff. And I think this really holds true with the 3DS, which I wasn't as big of a fan of when it first appeared. I mean,
I couldn't have told you that from watching you on the show.
But
you were over the moon for this thing.
It worked. That's what surprised me. But I thought the machine itself was, boxy and clunky, and you would turn the 3D off after a while, and there weren't tons of amazing games for it. I mean, I remember liking Street Fighter 4 and Resident Evil Revelations and Kid Icarus Uprising. But this year, I think it's really found its footing. It's really an incredible platform. And one of the things that I like about it the most is the eShop, the thing that you can download like a huge catalog of fantastic Game Boy or DSi games or whatever. You can throw those all into the hard drive.
That's all great. But you know what? I'm going to be honest, because this is how I am on the podcast.
Be honest.
I never finish any 3DS games.
Yeah.
I finish console games, but there's something about the handheld format that keeps me from. My hands get tired. The screen is too small. I get distracted by the things. I forget about the game, and I move on. And I never feel invested enough in the game to see it all the way through to the end. And I don't know why.
Well, I think part of the thing with these robust portable games is that there comes a point where you start to feel comfortable in the world, and you want to start taking it to bed with you, like you're reading a book or something like that. And that's the sign-off point. That's when you start to slouch and sit back, and you get a little too comfortable, and then suddenly you're falling asleep or you're phasing out, and the machine's going to hit you in the nose, and you're gone at that point. The console games, because you have to kind of
sit up.
You have to sit up, and you have to kind of lean in. You got to pay attention. It forces you to
you said you fell asleep playing
invest.
A Link Between Worlds the other night.
I did. I fell asleep with the
shit on chest.
Yeah, I waited too long before I started a game
Woke
up, and it fell.
Battery was dead.
Yeah, exactly. And all my rented stuff was taken out.
Takes all your stuff back. You got to go back and buy it again. No, listen. So Super Mario 3D Worlds, it's fun. It doesn't do anything that I didn't think
it's
it would
not a surprise, yeah.
Yeah, it's not. You got a cat suit. Big deal. Okay? It's nice. It's fun. I love having a Mario at Christmas. Thank you, Nintendo. Still not even close to being as good as Super Mario Galaxy 1 or 2, which were both
I haven't played it enough.
better.
I haven't played it enough.
Better. Zelda game is good. Mario Party 3D Island, I'm not playing that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Sean and Marissa did that one.
Yeah, I guess if Donkey Kong and Mario Kart.
This is how I know we're getting old. You're counting on your fingers.
Yeah, but if those games had come out now, it would make the Wii U this holiday kind of irrefutable, right? It would be like, oh my God, okay, well here's enough amazing stuff to make this thing.
Donkey Kong and Mario Kart
and Smash Brothers, but all that stuff's it's coming out later.
It looks like they just conceded the holiday to the new consoles. They'll take whatever they can get next year. You know what I mean? Like it's too much noise. You know? They did their little 3DS launches and stuff like that. That's enough.
It is weird that the Xbox and the PS4 are out, and it's like that's it for the launch games.
Yeah, there's nothing really for a while.
That's it until the end of the year. And there's good games. I mean, people are playing Assassin's Creed 4 for the first time on either of the platforms. They're experiencing something really cool. NBA Live 14's insane. Or NBA Live 2K14's insane. Super cool. We both love
NBA Live 2K14? Did you just make up a new
NBA 2K14 is super cool.
All right.
We both love Need for Speed
Rivals. Let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
I saw this game in New York a couple of months ago. Loved it. And now that I got it home, I'm still loving it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's my favorite game that I'm playing these days.
Well,
and I don't think it's perfect, and it certainly has problems.
I liked Most Wanted better than this game, and I know that you had problems with that because you liked Hot Pursuit, and they all are starting to blur and bleed into each other.
Yeah.
But I loved Most Wanted's ability to hook you with discovering cars. I thought that was such a really interesting idea in the franchise, and obviously they can't just keep repeating that whole thing. This one is back to the traditional, raise a level, unlock a car kind of model, and it works. It's cool. You do feel that sense of progression, but you also get lost in the progression because of the open world and the all drive. You kind of don't really know what your objective is. You're just constantly looking on the map. You don't know if you've raced something before. And you're constantly leveling up in this thing.
And the other big issue that I have is the world itself doesn't have all that much personality, so it feels like you're driving through like a movie set through the whole thing. Here's a desert, here's a little town, here's a gas station, here's another desert, here's a forest. And so the world never becomes quite memorable enough. And you know what I keep thinking about, my friend? It's one of the great video games, one of the great racing games of all time, Burnout Paradise, which had Paradise City, which was a great city, which had a baseball park, and I just remember all these landmarks.
Odds too, right? That was their first kick at an open world. And
Criterion did a great job with that.
They did Burnout Takedown and Burnout 4 Revenge, both incredible games, but more kind of linear, more sort of level based. And then they create this open world experience, and they've been riffing on that ever since by merging the worlds.
It just feels like there's one more element that would bring this game to the next level, and I think it is just having the world be a little more vibrant, have a pulse, give it some personality, just give it something. They focus and they spend so much time and effort and energy creating these cars, these fetishized versions of these cars, that the world is always a second thought. And I don't think they had to worry so much in Burnout Paradise or with any of the Burnout games because they didn't have licensed cars
and crash mode and the sort of zaniness of that experience. Like you can crumple the cars and you can push them off the road in Need for Speed, but there's you're playing cops, so you're kind of constantly aware of the legal system and the rules about how you would push cars off the road in Need for Speed. When you play Burnout, you don't give a shit about any of those rules. You're trying to create the most spectacular
property damage, man.
Yeah, and career, crashes and collisions and stuff.
It's one of the first games we ever reviewed on the show together.
It's so fun, and I hope EA brings that back because they don't have that level of freedom with Need for Speed, and they're different games. As much as they're starting to blur in terms of mechanics and the arcadiness and the arcade feel of them. They're different games. Burnout, we need that freedom still.
You know that premise of the Wolverine movie? We just got the Blu-ray in here at the office where the old man wants to take Wolverine's powers.
Yeah.
That's exactly what EA did with Criterion. They just sucked all their powers out. They're like, we will become even stronger now.
That is awesome.
And then they turn into the Mandarin. No, who's the guy who fights at the end of the Wolverine?
That's Silver Samurai.
Silver Samurai, one of the most memorable movies I've ever seen.
So silly.
But you know what? If you're looking for Vic or me online and Need for Speed Rivals, look for my license plate. It's Fardo, F-A-R-T-O.
Fardo? What happened to Fonzo? Or Fonzie?
I changed it to Fardo.
Fardo's pretty good.
The other night, I must have laughed for 10 minutes because I could see that you could customize your license plate. And I just thought, let's see what I can get away with. Put in Fardo, boom, I'm out on the open road. I don't know. Like I'm like 14 years old again. I'm giggling watching my car drive down the road.
When you buy your actual physical Maserati and you're driving around Vancouver, you're going to get the license, like the custom Fardo license plate. I think you should.
I think it's probably taken. I'm sure someone else has Fardo. I'd probably have to get Fardo too.
Oh man! So the consoles are out. The only game you give a shit about is Need for Speed Rivals. Well, I'm just wondering what have we got to look forward to the whole? I guess we have a lot of production. We've got the.
Why don't we look forward to just taking a break?
Rocket and Rig. No more breaks, man. Breaks when we die.
I would like a day off over the holidays.
All right, day off over the holidays.
We got our Christmas party coming up this year.
We got the Christmas party. We got the Rocket and Ray guns.
Sean Hatton is coming. Marissa Roberto's coming.
Right.
Steve Tilley, we just heard.
Stephen Raju.
I read in the gossip columns that he might be making an appearance on here. Raju will be here.
Jose will be here.
Jose Sachet.
Ben is busy being a father. I know what that's like.
He's got family things.
He's taking a break.
Good for him.
And we're very happy for him.
So we got all that coming up. The big question is, who's going to drink too much at this year's holiday party?
That is a good question.
Because that was me a couple years ago, back when I was still drinking.
I think we may have to enclose a little video of whoever drinks too much.
You know what? Thank God.
On the Vic's Basement
There's
podcast.
no video of me from like 2008 or something. I can't believe you still hired me after that performance.
That's what Christmas parties are all.
Well, we've talked about it. Everybody has a moment.
Yes.
Right? One person per year. We never know who it's going to be. And it's always just the total surprise.
Yep.
But I will never find myself in that position again. That won't happen.
Well, I can't wait for next week's Vic's Basement.
Might be Tilly.
I can't wait for next week's Vic's Basement because it'll be our first
it'll be our 7,000th show.
Twitch gaming and recording podcast,
gotta write it
video
down.
cast, gaming
I think I'm gonna
thing
be
at the same
sick that
time.
day.
No, you're coming.
I'm
It's
gonna
going to be an incredible
I'm gonna
day in
be
the basement.
Sick all over the camera.
Action figures everywhere. It's going to be so fun. And we have a lot of stuff to kind of still reflect on here. It's apparent that
Well, what kind of changes are you going to make in the new year?
I don't know.
Are you going to exercise more?
Can I just deal with this year?
Are you going to eat more vegetables?
I can't eat more vegetables. If I ate more vegetables, someone would plant me somewhere. I eat too many vegetables.
Eat a lot of vegetables.
I'm going to eat less vegetables.
It makes your poop all fluffy.
I know.
It's so great. It's so great when that happens.
Maybe I'll drink one less coffee.
All right.
That's what I'll do.
Yeah, you always try that. Remember the year you switched to tea?
And then my wife got pregnant, and it was like, okay, back on the coffee.
You switched to tea. You were so proud. All I heard about every day was like, oh, I'm on tea now.
Yeah, I don't drink coffee anymore.
It's got this more caffeine than coffee.
I just drink all of this caffeine in this beverage.
I love it.
All right, brother. Well, we'll be back next week with New Vic's Basement. We'll have more thoughts.
Is Stitcher still a thing?
Stitcher's still happening, yeah.
Okay, Stitcher.
Can everybody hear that we feel like we've survived a tidal wave of stuff this year?
It's been a war.
It's been a lot. The top 100s,
6
console
weeks of
launches
travel.
in the same week.
Yeah, you went.
We went to Japan.
You had an extra Toronto trip.
We were in Japan like 5 minutes ago.
I went to New York twice.
Dude, I was on City with talking about the Xbox One. I was on City and in the middle of an NFL game.
Dude,
crazy.
I saw Jeff Keighley in person.
You did? Did you shake his hand?
God, he smells so good.
He does, doesn't he?
He smells like baby powder.
You know what? His expensive spike cologne.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I want to buy a bottle of that.
We got to get some cologne up here. Maybe some what is it called?
Killzone.
Kill Streak.
Kill Streak for Men.
Kill Streak for Men. Yeah.
This episode's brought to you by PlayStation 4 and Sony and Kill Streak for Men.
Yeah, it's available now in a gift box. So if you're looking for a man in your life who needs to smell a little bit better when he's gaming, try Kill Streak.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
So long.